So I wanted to make a book recommendation. A few weeks ago, I finished The Nature of Consciousness by Rupert Spira, and it took a few weeks for what I had read to really sink in. And there were some effects of that and some sort of like shadow work, if you like that term, stuff that bubbled up from it. So I have watched Rupert Spira, listened to Rupert Spira for over a year. I absolutely love his teachings, but this book is so worth getting excited about. It's absolutely brilliant, and some of the analogies that I had heard before in his videos were explained in such a clear way, and being able to read them out and take my time with them, I found incredibly valuable. Whereas they're just referred to in some of his videos, so it was like references or just like a short summary of them that he gave that I had heard of them. And I feel like he has an amazing way of sort of like visually um, explaining things and allowing you to see things in new ways. And there were a lot of answers to questions in this book that I didn't know I even had. So I had contemplated the different states of consciousness and what is deep sleep, but the way he explained this was just amazing. And are several examples of this, and since I want you to read the book, I'm not going to go through everything I learned from it. But the other thing that I found striking about the book is I really wanted to recommend it to people, both to people who aren't super familiar with spiritual terminology and haven't been a nerd about this stuff for a long time like I have, and to people who are really deep into spirituality and are nerds like I am. I wanted to recommend it to everyone because it will deepen your understanding and it will open your mind, and it's just sort of written in a way for everyone. And I think that's kind of an amazing thing to have done. It's amazing in that way. It also, the big thing that I got from the book, and this may have been something that was going to happen anyway, and other things, you know how life all kind of flows together to help you understand what it is that you are wanting to see. Well, I feel like we know that enlightenment is not an attainment for a person. It's not a goal, a personal goal we're achieving. But since a lot of us sort of set out on the path kind of believing that, and even if we are really familiar with teachings that totally refute that and that do speak of it as, oneness and humanity, there can be sort of attachments and like pain areas that we're not aware of. And so this book just framed the it really drove home the point that this is a collective misunderstanding, the likes of which believing that the earth was flat or any of the major misunderstandings humanity has made in the past will look like small potatoes compared to. And so as I realized that, I was like, wow, we really live in the dark ages. And of course, this is a perspective, and the evolution of humanity is still a limited perspective by humanity, but it's a higher perspective than the individual who is believing that they're getting something to attain. And even though all of us will admit we see beyond that, like I said, there still can be some attachments we don't understand. And so I found that in myself, I had glossed over some of the things that I've lived in my life and some of the contrast I've lived in my life and some of the things that I have come to desire and want for humanity as a whole. And so I was allowed, and this is an incredible freeing thing, but I felt like some of the understanding that came through this book really helped me to see those things and to kind of own them and to kind of heal some of the pain that over having lived some things that I just tried to cover up. that's my personal experience with this. And you know, it when you take teachings that really point to source, to consciousness, to awareness, to whatever you want to call it, the funny thing is different people can take away so many different things from this. And this book just goes through so many different like misunderstandings. It deals with solipsism, which is a common misunderstanding as you get into this work. And it's just amazing. I recommend it to everyone. So check it out.